What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Yuma Seen. Today, I am in the studio. I am in Orale Collective Studios, and a little bit of a facelift. We got a brand new couch that I have not paid my full debts to Jer yet. But yeah, we got a new couch. We got this nice green, I guess mid-century modern couch. I don't know. It looked cool on Pinterest, and Jer's sister had one, and so we bought it, dude. It looks cool. And I owe Jer $50 more, but that's neither here nor there. Welcome back to another episode of Yuma Seen. Hope you guys are all hanging in there. Hope you guys are all hanging in tight. Hope you guys are having a good quarantine. Hope you're staying safe. You know, hope you're doing the things you're supposed to be doing, like washing your hands and washing your butt. But just wanted to do a little podcast for the people. Obviously, not obviously. I have been trying to limit my contact with people. And unfortunately, that kind of includes Jer, which sucks. But I've been trying to limit the people that am I covering my face here? No, I'm good. Sorry. I've been trying to limit the amount of people that I see on a daily basis. And it's been weird. I hope all you guys are all maintaining a little bit, and I know for my circle, it's been a little weird, but thankfully we could all work from home, which is a blessing. So yeah, we're just trying to stay innovative and trying to stay busy. So, but I miss doing podcasts. I miss talking to people. I miss miss being in the studio and having people in here and having good conversations. So I'm working on doing some Zoom podcasts, but for the meantime, I thought, why not do a little Q&A episode? Purely inspired by the slob on the pod, and so thank you for the idea, Jordan. Appreciate it. But I thought, let's see what's up with the people out there. Let's see if they have any questions. It'd be a good opportunity to do a little podcast. But I just miss doing this. It's been like a couple weeks, so I just said, fuck it, let's just do one. So I sent the bat signal out to the audience, and thank you guys for sending out some questiones, and I'm just gonna rifle through some of these. But before we jump in this thing, actually, we have all the essentials. Yeah, actually, you know what? I'll talk a little bit about. Let me just ramble on a little bit about this whole. Make sure I'm not peeking here. I'm not peeking. No. All right, gravy. I act like I haven't done this before, huh? Yeah. Let's just ramble about this whole thing. I had some thoughts before I got over here. I was super jazzed about this episode because it's been a minute. Especially this whole little setup is new. Having the couch, having this we had this podcast arm since Stoked and Stroked, and Jordan and I were idiots, so we didn't know how to use it. But I knew when we had the couch and we had the bar cart, there was a way that I can do this, and I searched high and low for this arm. And I found it, and I thought, what a perfect time to use it. And it works tremendously. It's great. I can move things. I finally figured it out, Jordan. All you had to do was tighten the thing, and it works. But this whole, I had some thoughts on the way here. It's just, I want to do a podcast because I'm feeling real handsome today. I just got a haircut from my cousin Gabriel. Thank you, Gabriel, for cutting my hair. And I just feel like a handsome bastard today. I even wore a flannel, and I even washed my butt. I wash my butt every day, successfully wash my butt every day. But, when you're going to go do a potty, you got to look your Sunday best. And, yeah, took a shower today, put some cologne on, shaved a little bit, got a haircut, and I'm feeling real sexy today. So I thought, why not share some of the sexiness with the world? Just kidding. I just feel good today. So I felt like talking to people. I tried to do this episode once, and it just wasn't working out. I just felt, tried to do it from home, and it just wasn't working out. Just wasn't feeling it. Wasn't feeling confident. Wasn't feeling great. There's good days and bad days with this whole quarantine. Like for me, even though I already I already work from home. So, you think when you work from home, people are always like, oh, you can just roll out of bed and get in your, roll out of bed in your underwear and just walk to your desk and just start working. It's like, yeah, some days. For sure. But there's other days where I kind of need a little pick me up, and I need to get up and I need to take a shower and I need to act like I am going to work, or else, that whole roll out of bed attitude will carry. So, today was one of those days where I slapped myself and got up, woke up, well, I woke up really early today. Did I? Yeah, woke up at 5 today and did a little bit of hand lettering, trying to practice that, especially during this quarantine, trying to pick up on old skills and, stay sharp. And lettering is one of those things that is therapeutic and also it's kind of my job. So trying to stay sharp on it. And yeah, did some work, shot some product shoots for old Rebel and Rove, and it was fun. And then had some free time. Well, actually, there's no free time. I made time because I wanted to do this podcast for the people and for myself. So, yeah, here I am, and just taking a shower, just getting up, taking a shower, and even though if I'm getting up from my bed, taking a shower, and back to my desk, the act of moving helps me out a lot. And even doing this podcast, it was interesting because I kind of missed a lot of things that we had pre-quarantine, like going to cafecito and seeing my pals and hugging them and kissing them in the face. But I even have this. I even brought my cafecito cup, my sippy lid. I'm tremendous. It's not cafecito coffee though. It's actually Stumptown, but I miss going to cafecito. I miss all my friends. I miss Ashley. I miss Travis. I miss little Archie boy and Dylan. I miss HV. I miss all my family. I miss Yvette, and I miss Steven. Steven's gonna get mad because I said Yvette first, but I miss everybody. I miss Car. I miss all my pals. But we're all staying strong, and I hope everyone's holding up pretty well. Before I get in, I keep saying that before I get in. Just one little note. I just wanted to send my condolences and send good vibes and love to Luis Superboy and his family. And I want to say I'm sorry for your loss. And, like I said, just mad love. And, I hope you and your family hold up well. And, my condolences from myself and the Yuma Seen Podcast, dude. Stay strong, buddy. But just wanted to say that real quick. But just going to say I have all my essentials here. I'm very happy. I'm very comfortable. We got the couch. Got my cafecito coffee. I got hand sanitizer in case I say a dirty word. My and Baby Yoda's here. So it's a party. It's going to be a good party. It's going to be nothing but good vibes. And it's going to be a great episode because Baby Yoda is here. And if I didn't bring him, then Pete would message me on Instagram again and ask me where Baby Yoda was. I'm not going to let that happen again, Pete. So that's my little intro spiel. So we'll go ahead and get on into this thing. So hopefully this thing doesn't cut out. I'm going to give it a shot. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Thanks, guys, for sending in all your questions. I put a poll up on my Instagram and the Yuma Seen's Instagram. I only got one person on the Yuma Seen Instagram. So thank you, Macy, to sending that. So actually, I'm going to answer Macy's first because, well, if it'll let me. Actually, I'll do it last. Sorry. Because I need the internet. And I'm using the internet on my camera. And everything else, I screenshot it. So let me get to these questions. Again, thank you, everybody, for sending in these questions. I appreciate it. I think we have, I don't know how much we have. Let's just rifle into this. I'm going to try to keep it at an hour. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to keep it medium and sweet. Let's see how it goes. Let me check on this thing. And we are gravy. So first question is from my boy Big Pavito. What's up, Marcus? Thanks for sending your question, dude. His question is it fun creating a series of prints to give out? Is it fun creating a series of prints to give out? I would say yeah. I haven't done it in a really long time, but for me, every time I've created prints, it's usually during like the holidays. I'm not like a tremendous artist like Mark is. Like I'm sure Mark can put any of his pieces of work up and sell them and make mad money. Usually I do it for like Mother's Day or I don't think I've done one for Father's Day. Valentine's Day I've done one. And I had a running streak for making Christmas cards. And it kind of just stopped last year. I didn't make enough time to do it. which was my fault. I'm an idiot. But yeah, dude, I think it's awesome. I think it's so much fun. I think when you're as talented as, as you are, aka Mark, you got to share that with the world. And it's, I know personally as somebody who's made prints before, it's kind of, it can get a little skeptical at first because you don't know who will buy it and, who's going to support it. And, you spend all this time making this art and hoping that people will buy it. And, it can get kind of scary. But I know if somebody like Marcus, you'll have no problems with that at all. But from my experience, I think it's super fun. Not so much that, not so much in the sense that it's just fun creating. It's cool to create. And then if you create something that other people like, and then in that process that results in prints, I think that's super fun. I hope that answers your question, but I think that's what it comes down to. I think I was trying to make it more complicated than it really should be. But I think when you're just making art and, you got people reaching out to you, you're like, hey, I would love a print of that, or hey, that would be sick. I think just the act of making art and having people admire it to the level that they would want a print of it is super cool. So I think, the act of making those prints is super fun because, especially if you go to an old friend's house, if it's an old print, you see it up on their wall and you're like, holy shit, I haven't seen that in forever. It's ugly. Take it down for sure. But yeah, I think it's super fun. I haven't done it in a long time, but I probably should. So thanks for the idea, Mark. Thanks for the question, Mark. I hope that answered. I hope that wasn't terrible. Question number 2 comes from, oh my God, I can't even, yeah, still adjusting to this. Question number 2 comes from Skate Kyra, Skakiira. Thank you for the question. It is, what is the whole idea / foundation of MG / Yuma Seen? How has skating affected you? So it's a little bit of a 2-parter. Oh shit, hold on. Alrighty, I'm back. I'm sorry. Need a producer. Need money for all these things. So I'm just gonna do it by myself. So bear with me, people. I had to go to my photos to see shit, and when I go to my photos, you guys don't give a shit. Sorry. Sick. All right, real fast. What is the whole idea / foundation of MG / Yuma Seen, and how has skating affected you? It's a little bit of a 2-parter. I'll do my best to answer this. First part, what was the whole idea / foundation of MG and Yuma Seen? Well, that's a lot of different things. MG and Yuma Seen. That's actually a good question. I'm just figuring out how to answer it the best. The whole idea / foundation of MG and Yuma Seen. Well, I can speak from, I wasn't like one of the originals of MG, but goddamn am I thankful to be part of that group of guys. When I joined MG, it gave me, just like anybody's group of friends in high school, it gives you like-minded people to be yourself around. When I grew up and I actually didn't skate till like junior year of high school. Like I started late, and and all my best friends skated too. Like my best friend Jose and Alex, like they skated. I knew them freshman and sophomore year, and they always skated. And I wasn't down for, not that I wasn't down for skating. Like it's always been around. Jordan skated when we were kids. It just never caught on to me. I was always like a big baseball head. Like I seriously thought I was going to go to college for baseball. Well, I didn't think that was the goal, and it didn't happen. But because I found skating. Well, no, probably because I sucked. But I started skateboarding, and I met these awesome dudes, like these welcoming and these hash and awesome. I said awesome twice, but these really cool, this really cool group of dudes that Jose and Alex skated with, and MG was just that band of brothers that were just, they'll do anything for you. Like I growing up with them and learning how to skate with them and learning, the art of brotherhood through trials and tribulations, good times and bad times, was something that was awesome. But one thing about those MGs guys, they always got your back through thick and thin. Stuff happens, life happens, and you know, unfortunate things happen and life gets in the way, but I still love every single one of those MG guys, and I'm thankful for this for the opportunities that they given me and all the inspiration that they given me. Like if it wasn't for skateboarding, if it wasn't for MG, there would be no Yuma Seen, in all honesty. Because, without this whole, I would never have realized how beautiful, or appreciated how beautiful this art scene is in Yuma if it wasn't through skateboarding, to be honest. Like through skateboarding, I met all these like-minded individuals, all these creative people, especially at the skate park. Like big shout outs to Ruben Harmony, like these amazing artists, and people like Crooked Classics, and like David and all them, like all these amazing people, from musicians to artists. Like it just opened up the door to all these creative people, and I just appreciated them. And the whole idea behind Yuma Scene was to shine some light on those people in any which way that I can. And whether if it's through videos, photos, podcasts, like that was the whole idea behind Yuma Scene, is to, share these beautiful people, and, and answer questions for people on Instagram for myself. But that was kind of that was, I guess, the foundation of MG and Yuma Scene. And, I wasn't one of the originals of MG, but they adopted me like one of their own. And yeah, I appreciate those guys. And without them, there would be no Yuma Scene. So to answer your second part, let me just say this is fun as fuck. I'm having a great time. Second time, and I'm all by myself with the AC blasting. Sorry, Jar. Second part of that question is, how has skating affected you? I guess I kind of answered that. Skating has affected me tremendously. It's given me, it has opened the door to endless amounts of opportunity for creativity. Growing, well, when I started skating, it opened up the door to photography on my phone. It opened up the door to videography. And I started playing around with that in CTV. And at the time I was skating a lot. And the only thing, what I was invested in my whole life was skateboarding at the time. So I just started filming my friends skating, and that was all I did. And, that opened up the door for what I have now is my career, and I'm thankful for it. I know I owe everything to skateboarding. And, yeah, it's been awesome. Like the opportunities that it's given me, it's affected me in a very positive way. So, and I still try to skate as much as I can to this day, because there's something that skating does for your mind and for your body and for your soul that nothing else can really do. So, except for maybe CrossFit, there's a lot of similarities, or weightlifting. But skateboarding alone has, changed my life forever. So I appreciate skateboarding and all the people and things that it's brought me. So skateboarding, if you're out there, big hug and big old kiss. Let me see. Question from my boy. God damn, Nats, we have too much. Question from my boy Kevin. How do you keep yourself motivated? Oh, jeez, I wish I knew. Thanks, Kevin, for the question. Let me see. How do you keep yourself motivated? Coffee for sure. A lot of caffeine for sure, but that's my hipster answer is caffeine. What keeps me motivated? I feel like I should have answered this like really easily, but it's whoa, Nat, got him. Dude, I got him. It's disgusting. Hold on. My girlfriend's probably like, go wash your hands for 20 seconds. So now she talks, she's probably going to punch me when I see her. Sorry, babe. How do I keep myself motivated? Failure. I keep myself motivated by failing a lot. Because when you always have the answers, there's nothing to learn from. And when you're constantly trying new things and failing at them, you're learning. And I think that's where I find a lot of motivation. For example, lately I haven't been lettering as much as I would like to, or as as much as I would like to. And same thing with skateboarding. I haven't been skating as much as I used to, and there's areas where I lack and things that I want to do, um, and so um, knowing that I can be a little bit better in those areas gives me inspiration. It makes me want to do them more, because there's no way I can be as good as I used to be. Like we all know that from skating and, anything that anybody does. If you used to do something a lot and you're really dedicated to it, there's no way you can be just as good going back to it after a period of time. So, for me, I used to letter a lot, and I know there was a skill level that I used to be that I'm nowhere near anymore, and I wish to be back at that. And every time I draw now, I almost want to throw up because it's not what I would wish it to be. But in order to get back, I have to practice every day. And same thing with skating. Like I went skating a couple of days ago, and it was so much fun just failing again. There's no better feeling than getting a trick that either a new trick or learning an old trick that you had and just getting it back, it's just, but all that comes through like failure. And that's where you find the opportunities to grow. And I'm frankly addicted to that feeling is, I forgot what book I read or what person I heard say, but it stuck where finding something along the lines of, failure is you can find growth in failure. I don't fucking know, dude. I think I just butchered that, but I something along I've learned to seek hardship and failing faster because the faster that I fail, the quicker I can learn and I can be better from that. The more you shy away from challenge and the more you shy away from failure or always wanting to be right, you don't learn from that. So, when you're surrounded by know-it-alls or surrounded by people that think they know it all, those are toxic people to be around and they suck and I don't want to be their friends. But I would say failure for sure. I'm inspired by my own failures. That's such a dick answer. Thank you, Kevin. Next question is from, sorry, I gotta do this thing. I don't have a new iPhone, so I have to you guys don't give a shit. Next question is from Olika. You guys got some crazy names on Instagram. Oleka360. Great feed. Come check out my work. Oh, bro. Well, that wasn't a question, but I definitely will. So appreciate that. Skip that. Let me see. Next question is from my boy Cacti_Roots. My boy Satan. What's up, Chris? Thanks for the question, brother. He asks, do you still ollie 7 sets naked? Haha, hello, old friend. What's up, brother? Hope you're doing good. I haven't seen you in a minute. Puro pinche good vibes. Funny story about Chris. Chris is one of my eldest friends, and I miss him. And he used to come to the house a lot. And he was like the one friend, nicest guy in the world, sweetest man in the world. He's got long curly hair. If you guys don't remember, if you don't know him, long, beautiful curly hair. Nicest guy in the world. But likes the devil. And he used to come to my house all the time. And me being the loudmouth, my mom hates everything about the devil because she's Mexican and she's Catholic and it's just what it is. And I would tell her when Chris is at my house that his name was Satan, just to be an idiot. It would piss my mom off. And so I would always just call Chris Satan. And over time, people just started calling Chris Satan. And I'm gonna take credit. I gave Chris the nickname Satan. So now everybody calls him Satan. I don't know if his girlfriend does, but I do. And every time anybody's talking about Chris now, they call him Satan. So no, I do, to answer your question though. Oh fuck. Oh no. Oh, sorry. To answer your question, I do not still ollie 7 sets. One, definitely don't ollie 7 sets anymore. If you want to see somebody ollie a 7 set, that's definitely Ezra, because it's not going to be me anymore because I have hands and ankles that I need. And definitely not naked. Those are the good days. I feel like I don't remember that. Holy shit. I don't remember jumping off of a 7 set naked, but my memory does suck ass now. I don't know what happened, dude. I feel like the older I got, my memory just going. This is so good. It's that Stumptown concentrate. And I thought having the concentrates would I thought having the concentrate would make me drink less coffee, but it actually just did the opposite. It just made me more immune to uh, just coffee. So now, when I first bought it, I can only drink like a little bit, and now I'm drinking way more, and it's just now I'm immune to caffeine. So now I'm just drinking a shitload. But whatever, it's probably what weed smokers feel like with wax and stuff. That's like the most I can compare it to. Oh shit, I can't do that. All right. Thanks for your question, brother. Next question comes from Jasmine Mary. First normal name. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? My penis. Sorry, that was inappropriate. Hand sanitizer because I'm inappropriate. Yeah. I don't know that riddle. Nor did I ever, nor do I want to know. But I appreciate your question, Jasmine. Thank you. Let's see. Let's get a little Sorry. Next question is from royalty underslash. What the fuck? Next question is from royalty underscore visuals. What do you recommend to stay motivated as a photographer? Why did I just read that like a robot? Royalty Visuals asks, what do you recommend to stay motivated as a photographer? That's a good question. Well, I feel like everybody's going to be different. So what motivates me, probably not going to motivate you, because I get motivated by, for me, it's life. It's the life that I live around me. I have a bad habit of saying I always, so I apologize. From when I started photography, I've been inspired by life and the things that are happening around me. When I started doing photography, it was iPhone photography. So it was, just taking pictures of the most random shit. Like, I can go back to my Instagram feed. I've never deleted a picture on my Instagram. Oh, okay, that's a lie. Probably. I haven't deleted most of stuff on my Instagram. You can go back there and look at old pictures of everything. My entire life, you can pretty much see since my first iPhone. And I remember my first picture on an iPhone was Christmas of this marshmallow snowman guy. And that's what I'd like to take pictures of, is stuff, just the life around me, things that I thought were cool. And luckily that stuck with me for years, like the early years of my photography on the iPhone. And by the time I got a DSLR, those are just the types of things that I like to shoot. And, I wasn't, this was before, big portrait photography took over and all these trends and all this crazy shit and shallow depth of field and how everybody was obsessed with buttery backgrounds and all this shit. Before all that, it was about, your subject matter, the things you were shooting, and having, this just a little bit more, not necessarily a meaning behind your pictures, but, just stuff that matters to you. And I guess for me, it was always about memories, because growing up, I was very fortunate to have parents that documented my entire childhood, photo and video, and they weren't photographers necessarily, but the act of documenting my life was something that I appreciated, because I get a feeling looking at those photos, and I've always wanted to carry that same aspect with my photos. So with photography specifically, when I get into a rut, I just grab my camera and shoot the things around me. And I noticed that when I don't do that enough for myself, I just start to lose substance in my images. I'm not happy with what I'm shooting, and it just makes my portrait work and, my client work not as great. So for me, to stay inspired with photography, I just continue shooting the things that I enjoy shooting. So maybe for you, that's something different. But for me, that's life. That's everyday life. That's my, that's my parents, that's family parties. And that's, that's my life, the people in it, my friends, and, just the things that I enjoy, and not being afraid to post those things because it doesn't fit your feed or anything. And I know, if you're a working photographer, it can be very hard to, it can be very easy to pigeonhole yourself into this niche and have a certain look and style to your feed and not wanting to compromise that. But I am a victim of that as well. And I'm trying my hardest just to say, fuck that, and just put put my stuff out there, just because it's not necessarily for everybody else to look at, but it's more for me because the act of putting something out there is expressive, and whether people like it or not, I don't really care. But just for me, just to share that with people, or gifting your photography to people, um, is really fun. Like lately, I've been doing a lot of books and prints, and having a tangible thing to a tangible photograph like a print it's so sick, dude. I haven't really done it until late, and I'm glad because it's been awesome. But just I would say shoot the things that matter to you. If you got kids are a great one. Your family's always a good one, but you know that might not be the thing for you. So just keep shooting the things that you enjoy and do it relentlessly, and yeah, just be you, dude. Just be you. Let's see. Thanks for your question too, by the way. And then I will do your photo challenge. I'm sorry, I haven't got to it. I tend to be the worst texter and replier ever. From my brother Alexander underscore the Great. What's your favorite song right now, and how would you dance to it? All I really wanted, the back of my thumb, me and you and I. It's all I really wanted. Get it shawty. I think I was humming one song and then it turned into Get It Shawty by Lloyd. I don't know where that come from. I don't know where that came from, but that's your answer. I love you, brother. Thanks for your question. This next one comes from my guy Andy Conchola. I know his name. I don't know why I fucked it up. Andy Conchola Official. What got you into videography and photography? I think you know this answer, my dude. You definitely do, but I'll let everybody else know. Oh, maybe you don't. How did I get into videography and photography? What got you into videography and photography? Well, actually, I know exactly what did. So when I was in high school, I didn't have an iPhone. Duh. I don't even think I had a fucking iPad. Oh, no, I had iPods, but they didn't have cameras on them. And I remember it was either junior or senior year, and I need to stop saying duh. It was junior or senior year, and you become a senior. You're coming up on your last years of high school, and you just need to take classes to fill your credits. And I was in a class with my friend Bianca Villa, and I don't know how the conversation happened, but I remember this. I have this memory of her suggesting to me, "Hey, why don't you try CTV?" And I didn't even know what CTV was, which is weird because I spent 4 years at Cibola, and I don't remember. I mean, I remember what CTV was, but it never just interested me. It was always just one of those things where like, oh, the TV's on, maybe I can start throwing shit now, because I was a shithead kid. But she suggested, "Hey, why don't you try CTV? Like, you're creative." I don't know. She said that. I might have added that. She just told me to try CTV. And Bianca has always been a friend of mine. She was actually a neighbor of mine for a while until she moved away. Sad face. And she suggested to do CTV, and I was like, yeah, why not? So then I went ahead and tried it, and I was like, that looks fun. At the time I was skating a lot. I was watching a lot of skate videos, and I thought, maybe it'd be fun to maybe it would be fun to try this. So I don't remember having this grand enthusiasm for doing it. I just remember being like, all right. I may be wrong. Bianca may very much be like, you're a liar. You were so hyped. But yeah, she suggested to try CTV, and I tried it, and it changed my life forever. I met some awesome people in there. Too big. If I can find the photo, I will put it right here. Right here, I'll put it. Because I met a lot of awesome people, from Bianca to Andy to Macy to, I'm sorry if I forget your guys' names and forget people in here, but I met a lot of really awesome people in that CTV class, and it opened up the doors for me to something that, it just never stopped from there. So I think I think it was just senior year of high school, doing CTV changed my life forever. Started doing videos, started shooting on my friends. I think that was the first time we ever had like skateboarding videos at CTV. You're welcome. And just kidding. And and yeah, it was super fun. And I got to use my shithead friends in the videos. Like it was hard to wrangle all those dudes up and try to make them do things because they were just a bunch of shitheads. And but it was so much fun. They helped me out all the time. Like they were the shit. My friends were fucking awesome to this day. And and yeah, that's how I kind of started with both. Video for sure that way, and then I think I kind of got into photo a little more um around college when I got an iPhone. To be honest, I didn't really get into photography until I got an iPhone. And I started messing around with it because I had photography class in Cibola, like my sophomore year, and I was just a big shithead, and I just wanted to uh, flirt with girls in the dark room, if you know what I mean. God, that's terribly inappropriate. Whatever, we're all adults here. There's no 12-year-old listening to this. Thanks for the question, brother. Next question comes from my dude. When I go like this and I try to read it, I go cross-eyed because I'm trying to look over the mic. So I have to do one of these. Bro. Aldo Lemos underscore says, bro, exclamation mark. Is this where you thought you would be at this point in your life? Thanks for the question, my dude. And no, not at all. I never thought I would have all this. I never even actually dreamed of it, to be frank. I didn't know what the fuck I was going to do when I was in high school. That was very aggressive, and I apologize. If you're listening to this in the car and you have kids and they were just like, and then they pick that up and they just start saying, I'm sorry. I apologize. It's happened to me before. I said shit and then, okay, well, it happened. Sorry, I just cussed. It happens. But no, I definitely did not. Let me read it again. This is definitely not where I thought I would be at this point in my life because I never even thought this far ahead, to be honest. When I was when I did CTV, it opened up a new door for me because my whole life I've always drawn. Jared's gonna make fun of me because I say drawing and I still don't know what's wrong with it. I've always drawn, like on backpacks, in black books. I did graffiti in books. That was too much of a wuss to do it on walls. I've always just made art, and that was my thing. I don't know. I didn't know anything else, like nothing. I wasn't taught how to draw. I just did it. I was lucky and fortunate enough to have that ability, and I was addicted to it. So, that's all I ever wanted to do. And then I got introduced to CTV and started making videos, and, just the addiction to create never stopped. So when I graduated high school, those people from the Art Institute came to Cibola, and they pitched their thing, and I was like, well, that makes sense. Like, I didn't know what to do. Like, I remember going to the Art Institute of Phoenix. Well, I remember seeing the commercials on TVs, and my mom was like she was asking me what I wanted to do for college, and I was like, I don't know, maybe architecture, like every creative kid. And we see the Art Institute commercial on TV, and my mom's like, well, how about that? And I remember looking at it and thinking, sure. So we went to the college and we looked at it, and I almost did animation. I wanted to make cartoons and stuff like that, and ended up getting talked into doing graphic design. And whoever that advisor was, I thank ya, because I don't think I would have made it in animation. Graphic design kind of helped evolve me to what I am today, which is nowadays people want graphic designers to be a jack of all trades. And, it's better to, be, I just never thought I would do this. No, absolutely not. And I'm very fortunate for the things that happened in my life to lead me to this, because I couldn't imagine doing anything else. I've said if all else fails, I'm going to UPS. They need another Castaños in that bitch. They know damn right they need a Castaños in that bitch. So I don't plan on this ending, but if it does, I guess it is my plan B. But I don't plan on that shit happening. This shit is not sinking. I will die for this shit because it's not, I mean, it's a little bit more common now, but I realize the types of jobs people have to work. And in order for me to do what I have to do, I have been very fortunate, but I have also worked very, very, very hard to do this. And I am working hard to try to maintain it, because getting here is pretty easy, but maintaining this shit is hard. Trying to evolve and trying to keep up and trying to, keep your work fresh and, it's a hard balance. I never thought I'd be in this position, but I'm very fortunate to be, and I'm very, very excited for the future with this studio, with all the opportunity in Yuma, working with all the locals. Like, this is where I belong. I don't belong in Phoenix or San Diego. Like, I love those cities, and Phoenix helped me grow to be the person that I am, but it only made me realize what an amazing place Yuma is and how special of a town this is. And if you don't see that, then you can just leave. Just kidding. You can stay if you want. But yeah, no, I'm very fortunate and very happy for the position that I'm in my life, and I'm just really excited to keep this thing going. So, thanks for the question, my dude. Um, Another question from my guy, jboy_1519. We shot his wedding. Shout out. What's up, brother? Thank you for the question. He asks, what inspired you to be a photographer? Nice. I love all these questions. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. I never thought people would actually give a shit that much to ask, but I think I talked about it a little bit, but I'll go a little bit more in depth. What inspired me to be a photographer? Um, I think was just this dying interest to create. I think I just, it was the same evolution from, always drawing and given the opportunity to try something new like CTV and videography. And then that happened. And then given the opportunity to take photos in college, I think it was like through a class, to be honest. Well, I got reintroduced through a class, and I was taking pictures on my iPhone. And, when you take pictures on an iPhone, if for those of you who shoot and are about the same age as me, I'm 27. No, I'm not 30 just because I have bags over my eyes and I have like the James Franco thing going when I smile. My girlfriend says because I don't wear enough sunscreen. She's probably right. I digress. What was I saying? Oh, no, I remember. No, I don't remember. I just lied. Okay, I'll just pick up from where I thought. I think I was saying this whole progression from, it was this interest to keep trying stuff. And I had an iPhone. Okay, I remember. If you just started shooting photography around the same time that I did, if you're like around 27, if you're a millennial pretty much, you started shooting photography on an iPhone. And when you shot photography on an iPhone, going into like a DSLR was kind of scary because you have to like learn manual. For anybody that gets a camera, learning manual is scary because one of the hardest things to do when you get a DSLR is getting out of auto. And, if you got the skills down on an iPhone and you can take a really good photo, trying to take a good photo on a DSLR for a while is hard. Like, there's a learning curve. And fuck, I feel like I don't remember his question. Oh, yeah. And how did that inspire me though? Well, let me just finish this thought and then I'll get back to it. And then I guess learning to get from the iPhone. Oh, okay, I remember. Just this need to want to learn more. It just never stops. So like from having fun on the iPhone and then learning a DSLR through having a class in college, like the addiction to learning just never stopped. So I just kept going. And, it just led me to here. And fortunately, there's a big need for photography nowadays. And it's endless from, you would know I shot your wedding, which was amazing, by the way. Shooting weddings and portraits and everything, parties, product photography, like it just never ends. It just worked out for me. And I never thought photo would be my career, but, it's part of it. But I just, I guess the inspiration was just to keep learning. It was just fun. Same thing. Like I just kept shooting the people around me and I just kept documenting it and shooting things that I thought were cool because, photo and design worked hand in hand and you were kind of a double threat and you had more tools in your bag as a designer, not a designer, but a designer. If you can do more things and you can add more to your package as a designer, and learning photography and being better at it only made me stronger as a creative. And I just never stopped and it became a passion and now it's a career and I couldn't be more thankful for it. So thank you for the question, my dude. Let me see. I think I have one more from old Mace Dog. If this thing cuts out, I'm sorry. And I might have to do one more reset, but let's see. Logging on to Instagram. Let me see if I can just read this real quick. Sorry. Here we go. Trying to log on this whole thing. This thing sucks. My service sucks. Damn, I feel bad. Macy, I promise I'm going to get to your question. It's the last one, I swear to God. Well, as that thing loads. This is fun. Super fun. Thank God this couch is comfy, because I can sit here all day and do this. It's been rad. Been real rad. But I do miss all my pals. I was going to say friends and pals. Fals. My pals. Hello, pals. Hello, friends and pals. Jesus, will shut up. All my friends and pals. I miss you guys, and I can't wait to see you guys again. And, actually, as I get into... I was experimenting with Zoom, and it's really not that hard. I just got to do it. And I tried to do it with Steven, just didn't work out. So I'm just going to try to, I'm thinking about doing this episode where I just check up on my pals through Zoom and see how their quarantine's going. So maybe I'll be calling a couple of you guys. So let's see. Alrighty. Okay, I got to reset this thing, and then we'll answer the last question. Okay, cool. In all transparency, I answered Macy's last question and realized I wasn't filming it, so... I'm a dumbass. So I just went to go pee real fast, and now I'll answer it. But now I feel like I have a better thought out answer. So if this answer sucks, then I just blew it all overall. But to go back, so Macy's last question. Shout out to my girl Macy and her daughter Bree. Hi Bree. Macy asks, Macy J Jordan asks, advice/tips for someone trying to grow as an entrepreneur, self-taught or design/video, sorry. And then she goes on to say, so talented dude, Mr. CTV. Thank you. I appreciate that, Macy. You're the shit. Macy was one of those people in CTV that I met, and she's also very, very talented and has her own YouTube channel with her daughter Bree. Go check it out. But I like this question a lot, and when I first tried to answer it, I was very... I didn't know how to answer it, just because, for me, as a creative, when you're trying to be a creative entrepreneur, it's challenging. And it's challenging because as a creative, you just want to do the creative parts, and the business part, it's hard to do a little bit of both. I found it. Well, at least for me. Some people are great at it. And for me, I find it's kind of hard to do both. And I'm not great at the business part, in all transparency. But I try my best. But, through time, I have been getting better and better in trying to really nail down the business part of this creative field. So, sorry, I keep looking at this thing. So for me, advice and tips for a self-taught entrepreneur in design and video, doesn't matter, creative field, is to stay inspired, is to try your best to do the things that keep you inspired. And the thing about inspiration is it doesn't just come to you. It's not one of those things that creativity doesn't just sprout from your butt. It's not magic. It doesn't come from nowhere. The thing about creativity is you have to... Am I squeaking a lot? I feel like I'm squeaking out of my nose. Sorry. The thing about creativity... Sorry, I'll redo this thought because I'm an idiot. So the thing about inspiration is people think it just comes from your butt and it just comes from nowhere. But the truth of the matter is, creativity is not something that just comes. It's something that's earned. Creativity you have to work on and you have to put effort towards, and you need to give yourself the opportunity to summon this muse that you have within yourself. There's an amazing book that changed my life. as a creative, and that was The Art of War. I forgot who the author was, but it's an amazing book, and I recommend it to all creatives. And what something that I took from there that was a big point for me was, this idea of inspiration, and um the act of summoning inspiration is to is to put forth the effort and put yourself in the way of inspiration rather than sitting there and waiting for it to come to you. So sitting down, putting in the effort, practicing the things you need to be doing, and letting inspiration come that way. Like, it doesn't come from you just sitting there and praying for it. It comes through trial and error and failure and, trying things. And from there, ideas come and inspiration hopefully evolves. And it doesn't happen every single day. It doesn't happen every other day. Everybody's different, it's just, but you can never get to it unless you give yourself the opportunity to collide with it, essentially. So for me, it's, tips and advices on the creative end, because I'm not a great entrepreneur. So for me to give you all this crazy entrepreneurial advice would just be totally out of my league, and I'd be talking out of my ass, and then I'd get DMs from people saying I'm a terrible entrepreneur, which is absolutely right. But I have great friends who teach me. But as a creative, trying to make it in this world as an entrepreneur or a business owner, I would say is, find your niche. Find your niche. Try to be inspired, because things, as a creative, this world is going to evolve no matter what job you're in, but it's constantly evolving. Things are always changing. So, try your best to stay inspired and stay in love with the art of it, and just have fun, because, and I know that sounds cliche, and I know it sounds like cookie cutter, but for me, it's the best advice, because in all honesty, there's going to be days, like in any job, but from my point of view in the creative thing, there's going to be days where you're not inspired and you don't want to do it. And actually, a lot of days are just grinding, like just grinding your gears, trying to get what you need to get done. Some days you don't feel inspired. A lot of days you don't feel inspired. A lot of days you don't even want to do the thing, and it's up to you to have that awareness of putting forth the effort to be inspired. Keep trying, keep putting in the effort, and the days that you are inspired are totally worth the days that you're grinding your gears. I promise you that. So I would say that is to try to stay inspired, and try to stay and just stick it out, and just put yourself in the way of that opportunity, and just show up every single day. It doesn't need to be for 8 hours, it doesn't need to be for 2 hours. Just whatever feels comfortable for you. Just put forth some effort every single day. I mean, as an entrepreneur, you're probably gonna have to put a lot of hours. First, not probably, you definitely will. I don't know how many hours. I don't know if it's 8, whatever. I know it's just a lot. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. There's a lot of hours that need to go into this shit. Like, this is free time. This is me, But as a creative, it doesn't even feel like work, though. There's days where it's hard to make shit. Like, for example, like I was saying earlier, for this podcast yesterday, I really was not feeling this at all. I didn't feel handsome. I didn't feel sexy. I didn't smell good. I didn't shower. And I was trying to make this podcast out of my room, and I fucking hated it. And then today I just woke up with a new light. But yesterday I tried, I put forth the effort, and I failed. And today I did not, because I'm sitting here talking to you, making this podcast, and I put forth the effort, and I did not quit. And, and hopefully this passion of mine to create videos, and just this passion to, this effort for, whether if this brings inspiration or not to myself or even anybody else, the effort towards the craft itself helps the business side a lot, because, if it comes down to, like, if you hate what you're doing every single day, then, especially as a creative, no one's going to want to hire you, because your work's dog shit, because you're not putting towards effort and you're not hyped on it. So, stay inspired and keep creating, and never stop failing, and just really keep your head up on those tough days, because they are a coming, And I know you personally, you have a child, and she's very vibrant and has an awesome personality. And I know the creativity there never ends, but I believe in you, and any creative. Everybody has a different story. Everybody has a different style. That's why competition is kind of like a silly thing, because everybody has their own style, their own way of working, their own way of shooting, editing, all that shit. So, anybody out there who's wanting to do this as a career, you absolutely can, and you will. And there's no reason why you shouldn't. Just be you and keep doing what you do, and just keep putting forth the effort, and the work will come. So that was a really good question, Macy. I appreciate it. I hope I answered it, and I hope I answered it good enough, but that's just what I can say. An entrepreneur, like a real entrepreneur, or you know, uh, just somebody else could probably answer it better on the business side. But I'm not gonna act like I'm one of those guys. I just love making shit, and I love this life, and I do what I can to grow and to make a little bit more money. And now I have to think about things like family, and I've always been a selfless person. So like for me, I can live with very little, a nice flannel here and there. But when you start thinking about a family and other people, it's how can you grow this thing and how can you scale that? For me, it's always been about this healthy scalability where you have your life and your work, and it's a balance thing. And there's at times where you got to press the gas and you have to fucking wake up at 5 in the morning and go to sleep at 2 in the morning because something's due in a week or the next day. But sustain that forever is not right, because then you lose time with your family. But then again, if you're constantly around your family 24/7 and you're never working, then you can't make money and you can't feed the people that you love. So it's a balance, and everybody's balance is different. And life can get in the way of that and interrupt and shake things up a little bit, but everyone's different. But just stay inspired, keep creating, don't be afraid to fail. Yeah. That's all I got. So that's all the questions. So I think I'm gonna wrap this up now. This was really fun. I appreciate it. This sitting down thing, like this whole situation, is way fun. Thankfully we got this couch. I owe Jared $50. So I'm gonna have to like sell my hair or something, or other bodily fluids. But thank you everybody for listening to this episode. I have no idea how long it's gonna be, but I hope I answered all your guys' questions to your liking. Nah, that's very dickish. I tried my best to answer your questions to the best of my ability. I hope that it helps a little bit, and I hope it helps you guys. I like these question episodes. Hopefully you guys still have questions later, because I would love to do them more. But I appreciate you guys for sending in your questions, and it helps a lot. And thank you everybody for listening and supporting the show so far. A lot more content to come soon. I'm working on the Zoom calls and then working on the Zoom podcast. So hopefully we can do that. Again, hope you guys are staying safe out there. It's a weird time in the world, and hope you guys are staying safe for not only yourselves, but your families and your loved ones. So love you guys. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Yuma Seen. My name is Eric Can't Stand Yas, and I'm outie. I always want to do that.